What if I told you there's an island where you can sip ancient tea in the hills, surf crystal blue waves alone, and hike through jungles filled with wild elephants, all for under $500 a month? Welcome to Sri Lanka. Not the version you've seen on the news, the real one. The one that travelers are quietly escaping to. And the reason they're escaping here? It has less to do with beaches, and more to do with something the media isn't saying out loud. In 2022, Sri Lanka made global headlines for all the wrong reasons. The country defaulted on its debt. Gas lines stretched for miles. Protests filled the streets. Western governments issued travel warnings. And just like that, Sri Lanka vanished from tourism maps. Unsafe, they said. Unstable, do not go. But now, in 2025, something wild is happening. Tourism is booming. Flights are packed. Hostels are full. Sri Lanka is bouncing back faster than anyone expected. But here's the kicker. The West still isn't talking about it. So, why the silence? Let's talk about what's actually drawing people in. Start in Weligama. Picture a beach town with Bali vibes without the Bali prices. Surf schools, smoothie bowls, digital nomad cafes, all steps from the water. You can rent a clean private guest house for $10. Grab a full rice and curry plate for $1. Book a tuk-tuk tour into the jungle for less than your Netflix subscription. It's tropical luxury on a ramen budget, and it's not just the coast. Take a $1 train into the misty hills of Ella and Nuwara Eliya. You'll pass waterfalls, tea plantations, and bridges that look like something out of a Studio Ghibli film. Locals wave from the fields. You sip spiced milk tea and feel like you've stepped into a storybook. This is why travelers are falling in love, and why influencers are quietly uploading dreamy reels, hoping not too many people catch on. But here's the plot twist. The people who do go to Sri Lanka aren't just chasing sunsets. They're finding something they didn't expect, something deeper. In the wake of crisis, the Sri Lankan people didn't fold. They rebuilt, not with mega resorts or government bailouts, but with heart. Local families opened their homes to travelers. Surf instructors offered lessons at half price just to keep going. Communities worked together to stay afloat. It wasn't about survival, it was about pride. And now they're thriving, but still, there's hesitation. Because while Sri Lanka's streets are safe and open, its image is still recovering. The narrative pushed by many global outlets of danger and instability hasn't been updated. Some speculate it's because of politics. Others blame outdated algorithms and foreign agendas. But on the ground, the story is different. In fact, the real story involves a power struggle you probably haven't heard about. Post-crisis, Sri Lanka turned to the IMF and foreign investors for help. Ports were leased, land deals were struck, loans were signed. And many Sri Lankans started asking, who's really in control of our country now? Protests reignited not against travelers, but against external pressure. The people weren't afraid of tourists, they were afraid of being sold off. And that's what makes this moment in Sri Lanka so important. Travelers who come now aren't just witnessing beaches, they're witnessing a country at a crossroads, a nation reclaiming its narrative. Locals are setting up sustainable eco-lodges, community-run homestays, and wellness retreats that actually benefit their own people. This isn't just about tourism, it's about empowerment. The question is, will the world listen? So far, Western media has been strangely silent. You won't see Sri Lanka headlining Forbes's top travel destinations. Influencers are hesitant to promote it too hard. Some admit they're worried about it becoming another Bali, overrun and overpriced. Others say they were told to avoid it altogether. But behind closed doors, in travel forums and YouTube comments, one truth keeps bubbling up. Sri Lanka is the best place I've been in years. Of course, it's not perfect. Internet speeds vary. Power outages happen. Infrastructure is improving, but slowly. And yes, some areas still feel the weight of economic pressure. But what's remarkable is that none of this has stopped travelers from falling in love. Because what Sri Lanka offers isn't just affordability, it's authenticity. Where else can you watch wild elephants cross your path on the way to an ancient rock fortress? Or take a sunrise hike to Adam's Peak? Then end your day watching the waves roll in on an empty beach? Where else can you sit under a mango tree with a grandmother who survived 2 civil wars and still insist on feeding you until you're too full to move? This is not just a vacation spot. It's a window into resilience, a living story of recovery. And if you're lucky enough to visit in 2025, you'll feel like you've discovered something that's still pure, still real. So, should you go? If you're looking for something honest, something beautiful and brave, then yes, go to Sri Lanka. But don't go as a tourist. Go as a witness. Go as someone willing to listen. Because while the world turned its back, this island quietly rose, and it's now ready to be seen on its own terms.